Hello, grade 7. How are you today? I hope that you all are fine. Before we start, I want you to open your student books, page 111. 111. In the previous class, we talked about the superlative adjectives, and we said that the word superlative means of highest degree or quality. So we use the superlative adjectives to compare one thing in a group with all of the other things in the group that has the highest quality that we are talking about that adjective. And we said that we use the word the in the superlative adjective because we are referring to one specific thing or person. And we talked about the rules here. When we write the superlative adjective, we should take these rules into consideration. We did exercise 2, and today we are going to do exercise 3. This is exercise 3. Exercise 3 says, look at this table with information on 3 films about teenagers and school. Complete the sentences with the comparative or superlative form of the adjectives. So this is a table about 3 films. These 3 films about teenagers and school. And we have to fill these sentences with the correct form of comparative adjectives or superlative. Comparative or superlative. So we can use both. This depends on the sentence. Okay, we have Dead Poets Society. These are the names of the movies or the films. Dead Poets Society, Dangerous Minds, High School Musical 3. This is the year of each film. This is the length of each film. And these are the prices that each film got and critics' opinion. This row about critics' opinion. So let's start with sentence number 1. Dead Poets Society is, we have long than High School Musical 3. Here we have 2 films that we are comparing between. We are comparing between these 2 films, and we have the word than. So what should we use? Yes, we should use comparative. So when we want to use the comparative, what should we do? We should add the word or the letters ER because we have 1 syllable adjective ending in 2 sentences. So Dead Poets Society is longer. Just like this. Longer. Dead Poets Society is longer than High School Musical 3. Next one. Dead Poets Society is film. So what do we do here? We compare 1 film with 3 films or a group of films. So what should we use here? We should use the superlative. So we should add the word the, and because we have long 1 syllable adjective ending in 2 consonants, what should we do? The longest. The longest. Dead Poets Society is the longest film. 3. The critics think that Dangerous Minds is, we have the adjective good, than High School Musical 3. We are comparing between 2 films, so we should use the comparative adjective. We have here the adjective good, and it's an irregular adjective. When we want to make it in the comparative, becomes what? Better. Better. Good job. Next one. 4. The critics think that Dead Poets Society is, we have good and just. So we are comparing this with the group of these films. We use what? The superlative. And we have good, Good in the comparative becomes better, but when we want to use it in the superlative adjective, we put the and best, the best. The critics think that Dead Poets Society is the best. 5. Dead Poets Society is old than Dangerous Minds. We are comparing two films and they are saying about the old. So it's what? Look at the year. Dead Poets Society. And we have here what? Dangerous Minds. So it's older. One syllable adjective ending in two consonants. We just add ER in the comparative. 6. High School Musical 3 is, and we have new. We don't compare between two movies here or two films. We are comparing one film with the group of these films. So we should use the superlative. And it's new. And we have W here. And the sound it's like a sound of a vowel. So we just add what? EST becomes like this. The newest. Next one. 7. Dangerous Minds is, we have short. It's like this. We are comparing one thing with a group of these things or these films. So short, it's a one syllable adjective ending in two consonants, becomes like this. The shortest. The shortest. Okay, next one. Dead Poets Society is, we have successful and won the most prizes. We are comparing one film with these three films, so we should use the superlative. It's successful, so it's more than two. Sorry for interruption. We said that we are comparing this film with the group of three films, so it's a long adjective. What should we do? We should add most. The most becomes like this. The most successful. This is the answer of exercise 3. Dead Poets Society is the most successful and won the most prizes, as you can see here. Now we are going to answer the workbook exercises, page 77. The workbook exercises, page 77. Superlative adjectives. Exercise 1. Complete the grammar table with the correct superlative. So we have this table, we have these rules, and we have the adjective and the superlative adjective here. We have one syllable adjectives like kind and cold. We have one syllable ending in two consonants, so we just add the and est. This is the superlative adjective. Kind, the kindest. Cold, the same rule for the word cold. Cold, what do we do here? The coldest. The coldest. Okay. One syllable ending in one vowel and one consonant, like big and sad. Big, it's one syllable ending in one consonant preceded by a vowel. What should we do here? We double the consonant like this and add est plus the. So, sad, one syllable adjective ending in a consonant preceded by a vowel. We should double letter D and add est and the word the. The saddest. Sad, we add D and est like this. Okay, now let's see the next one. Two syllables ending in Y, like lazy. Lazy, two syllable ending in Y. We omit the Y and add I-E-S-T. Happy, like this word. Happy, two-syllable adjective ending in Y. What should we do? We omit the Y and add I-E-S-T with the word the. So the happiest. Happiest. Next one, two or more syllables. Serious, two syllable. What should we do here? We add the and most. The most serious. The most serious. Boring, two-syllable adjective. So we should add the and most. Becomes like this. The most boring. The most boring. Next one, irregular adjectives like bad, good, and far. Bad becomes the worst, and good becomes what? Becomes the best. The best. And far, the farthest or the furthest. This is exercise 1. Now let's see exercise 2. Complete the sentences with the superlative forms of the adjectives. So these adjectives, we want to make them in the superlative form. Number 1, the new apartment block is tall building in our town. So we are comparing one apartment with all the apartments in the building in that town. So the tallest, it's one syllable adjective ending in two consonants. We add the and est. The tallest. The tallest. Next one. Francine is what? We have hardworking. Hardworking here. We shouldn't add est for hard because you think that it's a one-syllable adjective. No, we treat hardworking as it's one word. So it's a long adjective. It's a long adjective. We should add what? We should add the and most. So Francine is the most, and we should write here what? Hard working. So the sentence becomes like this. Francine is the most hard-working girl in our school. 3. What? We have important subject on the timetable. So we have important. We want to make it in what? In superlative. It's a long adjective. We add what? The and most. The most, and we write here important. Now for whose, we have old person in your class. Old, it's one syllable adjective ending in two consonants. We just add est. The oldest. The oldest. 5. February. February is usually called month of the year. We are comparing February with all the months in the year. So what should we do here? It's one syllable adjective ending in two consonants. We just add the and est. The coldest. The coldest. I think poverty is, we have serious social problem today. So serious is a long adjective. What should we do here? We add the and most. The most serious. The most serious problem or social problem today. 7. She says Japanese is difficult language to learn. We have difficult, it's a long adjective like this one. We add the most difficult. The last one, he said funny thing he could think of. Funny, funny, two-syllable adjective ending in Y. We omit the Y and add IEST. Becomes the funniest, like this. Now let's do exercise 3. Exercise 3 says complete the sentences with the comparative or superlative forms of these adjectives. So in this question or in this exercise, you can use the comparative or you can use the superlative. So you can use both the comparative or the superlative. Depends on the sentence. Okay, we have these adjectives: cold, expensive, high, hot, big, and long. Let's start. Sentence number 1. Is London blank than Sheffield? Yes, it is blank city in England. So we are talking about what here? How big the city is. So what should we use? Because we are comparing between two cities here and we have the word than. So what should we use here? Yes, the word big. So big in the comparative adjective becomes what? Bigger. And because it's one syllable adjective ending in a consonant preceded by a vowel, we should double the last one. So is London bigger? Is London bigger than Sheffield? Yes, it is. What should we use here? City in England. Yes, we should make the adjective big in superlative. Becomes like this. Yes, it is the most, no, sorry, it's the biggest. It's the biggest. It's the biggest city in England. Number 2, the Nile is than the Rhine. So we have two rivers here we are comparing between. It's blank river in the word. So we are comparing between two rivers here and we have the word than. So we should use the comparative. So what are we talking about the river here? What should we use with the river here? Yes, we should use long. So long in the comparative, we just add ER. Is longer. The Nile is longer than the Rhine. We have the superlative adjective here, river in the word. It's the longest. The longest. Okay, 3. Mount Everest is mountain in the word. So when we are in mountain in the word, we should use the comparative or the superlative. We are comparing this mountain with the rest of the mountains in the word. One thing in a group of things. Yes, we use the superlative. And we are talking about a mountain. So what should we use? We should use high. So Mount Everest is the highest. And we said that because high is an adjective that ends in the sound I. It's like the vowel, so we just add EST. Mount Everest is the highest mountain in the world. Now we are comparing between two mountains. It's than Mount Kilimanjaro in Africa. Kilimanjaro in Africa. So it's what? Than Mount Kilimanjaro in Africa. So what should we use here? Higher. We just add ER. Higher than. We have the word than here. 4. The Bugatti Veyron is probably, this is a kind of a cars. It's a kind of a car. So this is type of cars. the Bugatti Veyron is probably car you can buy. So we are comparing one kind of cars with the rest of the other kinds. We use the superlative. You can buy. So we should use what? Expensive. We should say the Bugatti Veyron is probably the most, because expensive is what? Yes, expensive is a long adjective, 2 syllables and more. Expensive, the most expensive what? Car you can buy. It's than a Ferrari. So we are comparing the Bugatti Veyron with the Ferrari. So it's more expensive. It's more expensive. Expensive. Okay, number 5. Antarctica is continent in the word. So we are comparing this continent with the other continents in the word. So we use the superlative. And because it's a very cold continent, we used cold. So Antarctica is the coldest. We just add est because what? Because cold is a 1-syllable adjective ending in 2 consonants. So Antarctica is the coldest continent in the word. It's what? Than Asia. Than, so obvious. Colder. Colder than Asia. Number 6. They say that Al-Aziziyya in Libya is place in the word. So place in the word, we use the superlative. And we know that this place is very hot. So we should use hot. So in the superlative, it becomes like this. The hottest. 1-syllable adjective ending in 1 consonant preceded by a vowel. So we double the consonant and add est. They say that Al-Aziziyya in Libya is the hottest place in the world. It's even what? Than Death Valley in Arizona. It's even hotter than Death Valley in Arizona. This is exercise 3, and these are the answers of this exercise. I want you to write these answers in your notebook, in your book, and please send them to me. I wish you all the best, grade 7.